Maybe it'll... Yes, we are recording. We're live, I think. Hello. Good evening. Welcome to the stream. Happy belated Valentine's Day. I hope you're having a good one. Welcome to the stream. All that jazz. This is Perfect Date. I know nothing about this game except that it's like a dating sim with cats. I think it's by the people who made Surgeon Simulator, I think. So that should be interesting. How to play. A little spicy. You can even progress by left-clicking on an icon. Okay. "18 endings? Whoa! Oh, we get to enter a name. What is our name? Which of these people are we? So wait, are we humans dating cats? Is that what's going on here? Alright. I mean, I guess we've dated weirder things. As humans. Freckles! Freckles, 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 freckles! Freckles! Oh, there's a random name button. You're right. I totally missed that. Rosemary! Hi, Lyra. Welcome. I like Rosemary. Rosemary it is. Please don't turn off your game while it is saving. What happens if you hit I'm a devil and I reject? Does the game just quit? I'm not sure how long we've been sailing, but it feels like forever. I'm not feeling too well now, so it's a huge relief to hear the deck lads shout. The meow sound reminds me of a sound from Spaceport Janitor. That was a good game. Kind of broken, but a good game. I'm sad I didn't get to finish it because it drove me mad. Because I was very interested in its concept. Joe! Island approach! Make yourself ready! I'm finally here. When I applied last month, I was just another broke student living off of baked beans and didn't really think I had a chance of being accepted to be part of the prestigious Cat Island research team. Cat Island research team? What are our stats here? Romance, research, and recon. The 3 R's. Oh wait, and rest. The 4 R's. Yet here it is. The little black dot in the distance, growing bigger by the second, is the infamous Cat Island, the place I will call home for the next few months. My heart momentarily skips a beat. What if there's been a mistake? What if they accepted someone else's application and accidentally sent the offer to me? I rummage about in my bag until I find the papers. DP Corporation. Dear Rosemary, we are pleased to be able to offer you the position of research assistant to Professor Popper at our current facility on Cat Island. The position will be for an initial period of 8 weeks. Your contract will be sent separately. We look forward to working with you. Yours sincerely, Professor Popper, PhD, BSc, Hongs, DPG. I don't know what any of that means. No mistake. That's my name right there in the top left-hand corner, Rosemary. And there's his name at the bottom, the genius behind this whole operation. Professor Popper, science genius and my new boss. I look up for my papers to see dry land rapidly approaching before us. It seems to be surrounded by a huge barrier of impenetrable black rocks. As we get closer, we're not slowing down. I begin to worry that we're going to crash into them. Then, at the very last moment, we take a sharp turn to the left, and suddenly, we're sailing smoothly towards a jetty through an opening in the rocks. Bachelor of Science, Honors. You don't know the last one. Hey, that's more than I knew. I thought it might be Honors. I blow out the breath that I've been holding and break into a smile. Look at us! We're so cheerful! Nicely done, Skipper. The ferryman comes out from behind the steering wheel, ignoring my attempts at camaraderie, and shouts rather brusquely. Take all your belongings! We won't be back for days, so don't leave nothing you'll need. Thank you. I smile weakly at the ferryman and his son and pick up my bags, ready to disembark. We glide seamlessly into a wooden up to the wooden jetty, and the son leaps ashore to tie us off. He's greeted by a bulky man in a uniform, who I take to be a security officer of some kind. Joe and Bob on the boat! Zane Jones. Joe. Sir, caught you a mouse. And then he laughs loudly, as though he said the funniest thing he's ever heard. It's very disconcerting. The security guard remains surly and turns his attention to me. Let's be having you then. Zane Jones. He holds out his large hand, which I assume is an offer to help me off the boat, but as I reach out to take it, he snatches it away, throwing me off balance so that I almost fall over the side. What a great start! ID card. Oh, I see. Of course. I reach into my back pocket and hand over the laminated card I was given on the mainland. It's New Year's Day, 2017. Or rather, that was when it was issued. I don't know what day it is now. Presumably, it's still 2017, though. He barely looks at it before striding off, grunting over his shoulder. This way. I follow him down a dirt track path, and get my first proper view of the island. It's beautiful, lush and green. I'm already under its spell. After no more than a couple of minutes trekking, we're in base camp, which consists of an assortment of tents and huts. Among them are two more solid-looking structures, one larger and one smaller. I presume these are the labs. The whole camp is moderate but functional. It reminds me of an army outpost. I'm struck by the lack of people. In fact, there's no one around apart from the older woman sitting outside, peeling a pile of potatoes. I smile and give her a little nod, but she just stares back at me. Miss Marigold. Hi, Miss Marigold. I try not to get paranoid. Here. He stopped at the largest of the tent, indicating that I should go inside. I feel rude just walking in, so I make my presence known first. Hello? A firm but friendly voice calls out. Come. Or, wait, that wasn't friendly enough. Come! Your hair, Professor Popper. I walk in, and there he is, hunched over some documents. The great Professor Popper. I like his little tooth gap. Sir, it's an honor to meet you. Yes, you must be Rosemary. Come on in, my dear. Glad to have you on board. Good journey? Well, long. Yes, indeed. We're rather tucked away here. Let me offer you some refreshment. Water? Coffee? Something stronger, perhaps? Whiskey? I'd love a cup of tea if there's a pot on the go. Why is whiskey spelled like that? That's not how you spell whiskey, right? Whiskey has an E in it, doesn't it? Or have I been spelling whiskey wrong all these years? A cup of straight vinegar, please. That is an acceptable way of spelling it. Weird. Whiskey is U.S. standard spelling. Whiskey without an E elsewhere. Interesting. Let's go for a cup of tea. Ah, I could tell you're new. The tea here tastes like cat's piddle. You really don't want to drink it. He pours me a cup of coffee from his canteen instead. It's a good thing I like coffee. Ha! Get it out! Ha! Cats. It will take you a while to find your way around and discover how it all works. So, for today, I thought I would just get you kitted out and maybe introduce you to some of the locals. The cats, that is. I believe you've already met most of the human locals. Oh, I've only met the ferryman and the security guard who brought me here. Yes, that's about it. And the lady outside? Ah, Miss Marigold. Her and her husband are the caretakers. Wonderful couple, the Marigolds. You'll meet them before too long. We're a tidy little family here, Rosemary, and I'm sure you'll fit in nicely. Thank you, sir. I hope so. Okay, so first things first. This is your basic kit. He begins going through a pile of things on his desk, explaining each of them in turn. This is your backpack. You can put everything in it. We'll be doing plenty of field trips, so it will be very useful. As will your own water bottle. Some disinfectant hand spray. Ah, these are heavy-duty reinforced gloves, which are essential when tagging cats out in the wild. Don't want any scratches from felines we don't know, do we? Oh, now do we? I suppose not. I shove each item into my new backpack as he gives them to me. Likewise, these goggles have to be brought along on all field trips. This lot here. He indicates to a small pile of what looks like laundry. His basic uniform. Lab coats, mask, stethoscope, etc. Portable first aid kit, camping knife with all tool attachments. Finally, and without doubt, most importantly, this. He holds up something that looks a lot like a mobile phone, except it clearly isn't one. Is this how we communicate with cats? This is your catalog. Ha! Catalog? Yes, the name comes from its earliest version. It was initially designed to record and store data on the cats, scan them, and log their details, but as you see, we've come a long way since then. Now you can use it to communicate with the rest of our team. I've added everyone's contact details for you. Listen to music, take photos. There's even a pin that comes with it to insert microchips into the back of the cat's neck so we can keep track of them. It's a very valuable piece of equipment, Rosemary, and I need you to protect it above all else. Do you understand? He's looking at me directly in the eye and clearly expects a response. Yes, sir, of course. I will look after it. Good. You'll get to know all the functions as you go along, but for now, I suggest we take a stroll out and see if we can't find a few new friends to introduce you to, so that you can try it out. He hands me the gadget. I feel a bit nervous taking charge of it, but also really keen to have a go. We head down to the beach, the professor explaining things as we go. The mixture of terrain on Cat Island is quite unique. Even in such a relatively small area, you'll find forests, mountains, jungle, beaches, woodland, all these different geological and ecological zones in one place. It really is most remarkable. It certainly is. Even the lack of wildlife is, in itself, quite remarkable. What do you mean, Professor? Well, put simply, there is a type of force field that surrounds the island, disallowing anything to enter. What? You mean literally anything? Absolutely. No birds, fish, or creatures of any kind can penetrate it. Then how did we get here? Forgive my lack of intelligence on this subject, but, we're here? Is this the island from Lost? Oh shit. The professor lets out a disconcertingly loud laugh. Ah! I see what you mean! Well, there is, of course, one small break in this invisible wall, and that is where we built the jetty. But let's not get too bogged down in all this right now. What you do need to know is that, basically, the island is shaped like a peanut. What? Why do I need to know that, Professor? Professor! He has picked up a nearby stick and draws a simple map in the sand. This, our end of the island, is very well known to us now. We've been researching it here for many years. The other end is not so familiar to us. We've encountered difficulties that have hindered our progress in the region. What was that? What? What? What type of difficulties, Professor? Well, we're not as sure as we'd like to be, but I can tell you is that the environment has a very adverse effect to humans, including nausea at the very least. And at the worst? Fainting, migraines, Possible nerve damage. Gosh, that is serious. As I say, it's best to keep away, but let's not go into all that now, my dear. You've had a long day. For now, let's just say that we refer to the far end of the island as the danger zone. With good reason. Is this going to be secretly a horror game kind of dating sim? Maybe! I'd be all for it if it was. I must ask you not to put yourself at risk by venturing beyond this mountain range here. He refers to the map once more, drawing a line just past the center and an X to the end section. There are wild, aggressive cats out there. I wouldn't want you getting too close to them. Unlike our lovely fellows closer to home. Obi! Quit messing with plastic. Hey! Hey! He's led me to a spot where a few cats are lounging about. What do you say we try out your catalog now, Rosemary? He stoops down and picks up one of the animals, a disgruntled-looking cat who was sleeping under the shade of a palm tree. Stay away from the mountains where the flying black smoke monster lives. The what? So let me tell you how this island became shaped like a peanut. The cat lets out a displeased mew. Why is my mouse moving? Is the tablet plugged in? Hang on, sorry, 1 second. Oh, the cat is standing on my tablet. Hey, get off of that. He is not getting off of that. Its large body, billowing with long orange fur, just sort of hangs in the professor's arms in lazy resignation. Would you like to have a go at scanning this delightful chap? Would I? Obi wants to meet the local cats. Local cats in your area are looking for you. I find the on switch and somewhat timidly activate it. The gadget immediately comes to artificial life, emitting a boop 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 sound with a red pulsating light. Ha ha! I select the app labeled CAT scan and it loads instantly. There's no delay on this thing. The professor holds the cat towards me with arms outstretched. I'm sure he says the scanning chip is implanted in the back of the neck somewhere, but it's difficult to find this one's neck amidst the thick cloud of fur. I blow to make a parting and press the catalog to its skin. It's a bit like scanning groceries in the supermarket where I used to work. That should do it. And he plops the Marmalade Tom back into the shade. Sure enough, upon withdrawal, I find the cat has been successfully scanned. Floofy butt! Meow. Is that his given name? Floofy butt? He's an old boy, 10 years. A red tabby Persian. Amazing! Clever, isn't it? A large part of your job here will be to tag and scan the cats, just Mr. Floofybutt here. But it looks like you'll have no problem at all in that area. Excellent work, Rosemary. Thank you, sir. I can't wait to get started. Well, why don't you get a bit more practice with the catalog and scan the rest of them while we're here? These 5 spend a lot of time together. They're like a little family, aren't you? Oh, yes, you are. The professor seems to be a genuine cat lover like me. I think we're going to get on great. Okay, here goes. No help this time. The professor steps back. The first cat I approach is very friendly, with beautiful calico markings. It comes towards me, already purring. Trixie! Meow. Next is an elegant, sleek, hairless cat, sitting gracefully in the sun. She doesn't pay me much attention and allows me to scan her with minimal fuss. Snooty Booty! Snooty Booty! Meow. "11 years. The fourth cat I approach is a noisy one. McMurphy. Meow, 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 meow. I like how all the cats are winking at us. Wonk. And finally, the one I deliberately put off until last. He's been skulking around the edges of the activity, eyeing me suspiciously as though he could pounce at any moment. I laugh at myself, already projecting personalities onto these animals. Sss. Kibbles is not winking. No winks for Kibbles. Well done. I hope you enjoyed meeting some of the locals. The professor let out a little laugh. I have a feeling you get to know them quite well in time. That's probably enough for your first day, don't you think? It's quite a lot to take in. I'm suddenly exhausted and grateful to be heading back to camp. Oh no! Oh no! I missed the dialogue thing. Oh, jeez. I clicked too fast. Anyway, something about being back at camp. I'm surprised at how chilly it is. I have pulled my sleeping bag right up to my chin, but I still feel goose pimples bloom over my arms. Shivering, I rub them to warm myself up. It makes me smile to think that this inherent reaction to the cold is what will be keeping my new friends, feline friends, warm tonight. My eyelids close, thinking of cats, and the island, and the professor. The world around me drifts away as I float up into a dream. I can't catch the dialogue, it goes away too fast. What does it mean? I love it though. You know, I'm all about weird glitchy effects in games. I'm not sure how long I've been asleep, but I wake with a violent jolt that leaves me sitting bolt upright. It's too dark to see anything, but I hear rustling. Then a strange electronic noise, one that in my sleepy confusion I can't place right away. The catalog! Acting on instinct, I scrambled to my feet and followed the noise out of the tent. I look around me, and my fears are confirmed when I catch sight of a pulsing red light getting fainter in the direction of the forest. I snap into action, running as fast as I can. Barefoot, dressed in my pajamas, running at full speed into the forest in the dark of night. I must be crazy! The words of Professor Popper are ringing in my ears. I need you to protect it above all else. Ooh, cat ruins! My legs are trembling beneath me. I stop, feeling my heartbeat heavy throughout my body. I wheeze in and out, my breath billowing in front of me in white puffs. I shouldn't feel like this. Why am I so dizzy? I try to get my bearings and realize I've blundered perilously close to the danger zone. I can just make out the shapes of some large animals in front of me before my eyes close and I drop to my knees. Okay, I definitely saw Y in the text to that, like, WHY question mark. I open my eyes. The calico cat I scanned yesterday is sitting in front of me. She drops the catalog at my feet. Don't fight it. What is going on here? I pass out. I have an inkling of where this might be going. And if it is, man, that's wild. Hello, can you hear me? Are you okay? What is it? Don't be ridiculous, Kibbles. It's a human. Oh yeah, yuck. I can smell it now. It smells like a human. Oh, do be quiet. Are they alive? Of course it's alive. It's breathing, you imbecile. Why isn't it moving? Would you come on and give them some space? Move back a bit. Yes, stand back. Move out of my way. Let me have a proper look. I begin to come to. The Sphinx cat is standing over me. Standing over me? Did we get turned into a cat just now? The Sphinx cat is standing over me as I open my eyes. Oh, I guess maybe we're laying down. We stare at each other for a moment while we try to take in what's happening. Is this one defective? Oh, I feel sick. I'm gonna puke. The cats watch me intently. Am I going insane? Ouch, my head! What is it chattering about? They're scared and confused. Let me talk to them. Human? Are you alright? You! I remember. You took my catalog. Oh, but I gave it back to you. It's back in your pocket now. So you're not going to question that we're talking to a cat, Rosemary? You're just completely... Okay. I try to reach into my pocket and realize my hands are scratched to shreds. Ow, 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 ow! What's wrong with my hands? I try to stand. Ow, 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 my feet! What happened to me? Yeah, I guess that's from all the climbing. I told you it wasn't ready for that. What's that? Ready for what? Its anatomical structure is far too delicate. I tried to slow it down. Yeah, Floof, you try restraining a human who's that determined. It was like a margay. Its anatomical structure didn't seem that delicate to me. I was like a what? Doing what? You made your own way back to the beach. Okay, but that doesn't explain... I show my bleeding hands. Ah, you crawled, Kara. Kara? Who's Kara? That's not my name. It's a term of endearment. It's an Irish... Oh! You're Irish! I don't know if I could do an Irish accent. Probably not. I should have known with the name like McMurphy. It's inappropriate. Wait, I crawled? You sure did. Like a cat? Yep. All the way from the mountains? Like a bleeding mountain lion. Impressive. But why? Because you got the sickness. Shh. Maybe you should sit down, human. We need to have a talk. Possibly a long talk. Talk? Yes, that's right! Since when can cats talk? Oh, for goodness sake, since the dawn of time. How do you think we communicate? Ah, stop splitting whiskers, Major. You know full well what the human is saying. I think the revelation here, Car, is that you can understand us. Yes, that too. Will someone please explain what the hell is going on here? Well, we don't fully understand everything ourselves. At least, not all the details of how this works. I think being stood in a forest surrounded by a bunch of talking cats is about as much detail as anybody would want. I agree. And more to the point, we were rather hoping you would be able to help us. You are the scientist, after all. What we do know is that the clock has started ticking for you. What do you mean? Well, there's no easy way to say this to you, Kara. You'll be catified! Oh god, we're turning into a cat! I'll be what? Whether you help or not, you don't have a lot of time before... if I may... It would seem, and we are basing this on our experiences to date, that when a human manages to find themselves what I believe you call the danger zone, they are vulnerable in ways that they previously were not. That is to say, you're screwed! You're not helping! Don't make me... Whoa, mountain lion. There'll be no violence of any kind. Forgive me for being a bit panicked here. The vulnerability to which Snooty Booty was referring is, simply put, if you are bitten or scratched by an elder cat within the danger zone, you'll begin a process of change that ultimately results in a full feline transition. Catified. So basically, you're telling me I'm a werecat? I look down, and amongst the scratches on my right hand are 2 distinct puncture marks. The reality of my situation descends on me like a cold mist. Basically, yes. My head is spinning. This is too much for me to take in. Take a breath now, Kara. You're not looking so good. What? Have I started to change? I feel my head for ears, fur. Everything seems to be normal. No. I just meant you're looking a bit shaky. Understandably so. I take a few deep, steady breaths and calm myself enough to say, okay, so why, how, what? Give me some data. What have you got so far? Look, we'll answer anything that we can, but the truth is we have more questions than answers ourselves. So, you said you need my help. What exactly would that entail? Well, finding our friends would be a start. The cats on this island, they're going missing. We don't know what's happening to them, but the body count is rising, and we've hit a wall. A wall of ignorance, maybe. Really, how many times do I have to tell you? The Muellers are to blame. Muellers? Now, Foofy-Butt, there's no need for name-calling. Speaking of name-calling, I'll remind you to call me Major, Madame. Stats are the same as they have been, alas. Look, they can't help the way they are. It's a lack of breeding, you know. Overbreeding, if you ask me. Again, Muellers? They're the elder cats, the island originals. They're a major madam, and you will respect that. They can't speak the way we can, hence the derogatory term Muellers. And how are they to blame exactly? Well, if I knew that, there would have been no need for this elaborate kidnapping. Look at his face. It's hardly proving to be a roaring success after all. Look, Gara. All I really know is that we are no longer safe on this island. The elders who live within the danger zone are hostile towards us. Not sure why, it's just always been that way. And now because cats are being taken, nowhere else is safe either. Sorry, I can't accent. I keep trying to go like a Latin thing, and that's not the direction I'm supposed to be going. I'll practice my Italian. I'll practice my my Irish accent for next time. You expect the occasional mishap. We live in an undomesticated world here, after all. But lately, cats have been disappearing almost every day. Even the last human we catified went missing. I'm sorry, what? Let's not open old wounds, Kibbles. Yes, onwards and upwards. Well, first things first, this werecat thing? Catification! Transition! Whatever! How does it work? Time passes, then you transform into a cat. Yeah. It's a gradual process. It's different for everyone, but you won't just turn overnight. Kibble's admitting to manslaughter. The clock is ticking, however. First side effect of this condition is being able to understand us. Well, some of us. Not the elders, obviously. Not all the domestics, either. Then you have the whole heightened senses thing, the increased agility, the crazy body hair stuff. Let's not worry the human with all the details just yet. I assume there's an antidote? I'm afraid you're going to be disappointed in that assumption. Hang on, you said there was someone else who you'd put in this position? Well, let's hope you're a better bet than they were. Unfortunately, they weren't able to discover an antidote or get our friends back. I know where their notes are, though. What's that face, Kibbles? Really? Trade. Huh? You help us, and I'll give you their progress reports. Damn, Kibbles! What do you say, Kara? Will you help us? Help the kitties? Not much of a choice, really, is it? Afraid not. Okay, fine. So where do I start? Is there anything you can tell me that will help me track down your missing friends? When do I get to date these cats? Will no one listen to sense? Start with the Muellers, and I'll eat my hat if it doesn't end there, too. Don't mind him, he's set in his ways. We have every reason to believe the abductions take place in your part of the island. Yes, nowhere near the danger zone or the elders. Well, that doesn't make much sense. But I suppose nothing does around this place. My catalog starts beeping. Oh, my alarm! I have to get to work. You run along now. We don't want you arousing suspicions with your people. You can meet with us later. He doesn't have a hat. He might have a hat. I think in the trailer he does actually have a little hat. I'll make sure those reports are at your tent before this evening. Thanks, Kara. You're 1 in a million. I imagine the odds are far greater than that, given your new health status. Go! And thanks from all of us. After a rather painful journey, I am very grateful to finally limp into camp. I have just enough time to get myself tidied up for work, and I'm about to peel off my filthy pajamas when I hear my catalog beeping. I have a message, but I can't tell who it's from. It's not from any of the contacts that Professor Popper programmed into it. In fact, there's no contact information at all. Are you sure it is wise to trust everyone? Anyone? What on earth does that mean? Who is this? There's a lot you don't know. Think carefully about who you confide in. Before I could think of a reply, the messages are gone, and my catalog has no record of them. I don't have any time to think about this right now. I need to get ready. As soon as I'm presentable, I head over to the lab. I'm 10 minutes late. It doesn't give a good impression on my first morning. Rosemary, good to see you. I was beginning to worry. Did you oversleep on your first day? I'm terribly sorry, sir. I think the traveling and all the excitement of yesterday. I take punctuality very seriously. He cuts across my apology. Not to worry, it's perfectly understandable. You'll find I'm quite relaxed about most things. As long as you get the work done, I don't much mind what hours you keep. Thank you, sir. So, shall we get started? My goodness, what on earth happened to you? He's looking at the scratches all over my hands. Oh, I fell and tried to save myself by grabbing onto a bush. Not a secret drinker, are you, Rosemary? Oh, no, sir. I'm a bit of a lightweight, to tell you the truth. Just teasing. We ought to get those hands sorted out, though. They look pretty nasty to me. He goes to a tall metal cabinet in the corner, takes out a bottle and some cotton wool. He begins cleansing and cleaning to my hands while he talks. For today, I'd like you to help me with a few tasks around the lab to get the hang of things. But for tomorrow, I'll let you make your own choices about how you best carve up your time. Of course, you're primarily here to cover your job as my research assistant. However, try to make the most of your time on the island. Once your work is completed, we'll be saying goodbye. This really is once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, so don't waste it all in the lab. Naturally, I need your help around here, but I'd also like you to get your hands dirty with some field work. Make sure you spend your time exploring the island. It's a beautiful place, and there's a lot to see. Take the time to get to know the cats. A full understanding of their behavior is crucial to our research. What is our research, Professor? Like, what are we actually doing here? Are we just studying cats? Like, what's the deal here? There is plenty to see and do. However, you must be careful not to overwork. Take regular rest and relaxation. We don't want you to burn yourself out now, do we? I'll try to get the balance right. That's the spirit. So, there you are. He's done a first-class job on my wounds, and they aren't bothering me nearly as much. He's a pussy, Professor. That he is. Don't feel bad. I'm pretty sure if I remember correctly, the promotional trailer for this game says, "Come for the pussy, stay for the tail." Like T-A-L-E. So, you know. You're not doing anything that they haven't already done. Getting to know the various pieces of equipment and the lab work, finding out where everything is, and learning some of the basics to do so performing routinely. By the end of the day, I'm exhausted. I make my way to my tent. I'm about to flop on my bed when I see a package poking out from underneath it. It's reports that Kibbles had promised to deliver. The cats were right. The previous person barely made a start in producing an antidote. I'm gutted and worried. What if I can't do any better? Will I just turn into a cat? I decide that's not an option and resolve to get on my own research into it tomorrow. My instincts tell me that the cats will be a good starting point. I have a feeling they know a lot more than they're prepared to tell me. I need to gain their trust and see if I can get them to open up a bit. I'm sure I'll make more progress if I focus on one at a time. I'm optimistic that one-on-one sharing will prove fruitful. It's a small glimmer of hope. Tonight I'm not fit for anything. I could barely even write my journal before I fall asleep. The first morning of waking up on the island. Actually, it's your second morning of waking up on the island, but, you know, whatever. Oh, wait, no, I guess we didn't actually... Well, no, we did wake up, we did fall asleep the first time. And we woke up and chased out the cat and stuff, so... But I guess this is the first morning proper. Like, with the alarm and not just in the dead of night. The first morning of waking up on the island. I'm so excited to discover what the day will bring. Should I jump straight into lab research? Maybe it would be wise to start investigating a way to help these cats and find a cure for myself. Perhaps a good starting point would be to get to know the cats a little better on a one-to-one basis. We got an Achievo! Alright, so we can romance, research, recon. Snooty Birdie McMurphy. We can't. Who is Mystery Cat? Mystery Cat! I'm all about sphinxes, so let's talk with Snooty Booty. I'm splayed out like a starfish on the beach in my bathing clothes. It's a sweltering hot day, and I find it hard to concentrate on my work, so here I am. I let the cool sea wash over my feet and legs as I lay back on the sand. I hear a long, loud sigh coming from somewhere nearby, and I sit up to see where it came from. Snooty Booty, in repose, under the shade of a palm tree, is looking about her with a concerned expression, one that I'd never really seen a cat make before. I go over to her to see if I can help with something. Are you okay, Snooty Booty? She lets out another long, wistful sigh. To be quite frank with you, human, no, I am not okay. I cannot expose this delicate skin of mine to the sun, but there is something I need to retrieve from further down the beach. It is quite the predicament. Oh, right. Want me to fetch it for you? Oh, would you really be so kind, human? I would be very grateful. Sure, it's no problem. We can't have you putting that delicate skin of yours at risk, can we? Snooty Booty looks grave. Indeed not. Skincare must come above all else, don't you know? One must never expose one's skin to the elements, human. It really is quite aging. One must also never get stressed if one wishes to retain one's youthful aura, which is rather difficult on this frightful island. Oh, I know, believe me. How do you know? Are you stressed? Oh no, that would upset me terribly. Really? That's sweet of you. Of course, you really are a precious thing. I do so hope that you are finding your time here pleasant. Don't worry about me, Snooty Booty. I'm fine. God, having these conversations with these cats with these ridiculous names is just so funny. Now, what was it you'd like me to get for you? Well, before I tell you, I must ask that you don't inform the others of the whereabouts of this particular item. It is very dear to me, you see, and one of the few luxuries I have all to myself. Of course, that's no problem. I can be discreet when I need to be. I do hope so, human. You see, along the beach just south of here, there is a tree which bears the ripest of coconuts all year round. It is quite splendid. The coconuts are always so sweet and creamy. Snooty Booty looks as if she's lost in a wonderful dream. Sounds lovely? It is. I like to drink coconut water as often as I can, as it's so good for the skin and waistline. But the less civilized citizens of the island keep knocking the coconuts down before they're fully matured. Fortunately, no one else seems to have discovered this particular tree yet. Well, okay, Snooty Booty. I'll try to find some coconuts for you. I'll be back soon. You have my thanks, human. Yeah, no teeths. Just mouth. I've been walking for a lot longer than Snooty Booty led me to believe. I'm not sure if this is even the right tree. They all look the same to me. Although, this one does seem to have more coconuts than the others. I decided to take a chance and bundle up as many as I can carry in my arms and haul them back to her ladyship. By the time I get back to Snooty Booty, I'm faint from the exertion, not to mention walking so far in the sun. Did we climb a tree? I fall to my knees, panting in front of her. Here you go, Boots. She eyes the pile with a distinct air of disapproval. I only needed one coconut, human. Oh. These are far too many. Well, I do apologize, madame. Tell me you didn't plunder the tree. No, there were plenty on the ground already, so... Oh well, that's a small mercy. At least you didn't hack them down. Okay, we didn't climb a tree. Hack them down? With what? Well, your hands are rather large and leathery. Snooty Booty! I do not use my hands for deforestation. Well, I'm sure you did your very best, although I really don't know what I'm going to do with so many coconuts. You're welcome, I'm sure. I look down at the pile of coconuts and it strikes me properly for the first time how strange it is that there are no creatures on the island to plunder them. What do you think it is, Snoots, that keeps wildlife away from the island? Do you mean the magnetic barrier? Magnetic barrier? Oh, do keep up, human! I thought you were meant to be a scientist! I realize she must be referring to the force field that surrounds the island. Now be a dear and crack one open for me. With my enormous hands? Well, you could try, I suppose. I push down the irritation that is slowly rising in me and smile politely. On second thoughts, I'll be right back with a screwdriver. A what? Right, just get a rock! Snooty Booty looks horrified. It's a sharp metal tool that bores into things. What on earth do you need one of those for? so that I can make a hole to get the water out of the coconut. How else would you propose I do it? Well, look around you, dear. Look at nature's bounties. What about that? Snooty gestures with a limp paw at a shard of rock nearby. Snoots, how do you usually get the water out of the coconut when there isn't a human around? Well, the exuberant Kibble simply loves to break things. Had you not noticed? It's one of the few reasons I tolerated him, don't you know? Far better than one of your screw dribblers. Oh, screw dribblers. Don't you think? I'll reach over and pick up the rock. It does look like it could actually do the job. Okay, let's give it a try. Here goes. Holding the coconut in a palm leaf, I gently tap the shell a few times with a stone before finally whacking it. It cracks open surprisingly easily, and the water drains into the leaf. There now, see how nature provides, human? Yep, again, you're welcome. Quite. Sweetie Beauty stretches her neck, then up her body towards the leaf. She sticks her tongue out as far as it can go before raising her big eyes to me. I can't quite seem to... I suddenly realize what she's getting at. Maybe you should get up! Bye, Lyra. Have a good night. But no, let's be nice. I let her struggle for a moment or two before I begin to feel a little like a child pulling the wings off of a fly. She can't help the way she is. Hi, Obi. Come here. Come here, my boy. He won't come. He just stand there. Why you neglect me? I just want your love. He looked like he was going to hop up but then changed his mind. Obi, come here. Atta boy. There's my good boy. Oh no, he's sitting in front of the screen. I can't see. You seem to be struggling a little, Boots. Come on. Move. Buddy. Well, you've placed my libation slightly out of my reach. Oh, I'm sorry. Would you like me to help? Bring it a little closer, perhaps? Well, of course I would, human. Are you being deliberately obtuse? I would very much like to help you, Snoots, but you make it rather difficult. I don't know how. I don't understand. I've been perfectly clear in my instruction. You see, I am under a spell. It's a very powerful one, which prevents me from following any instruction unless accompanied by some magic words. Oh? Would you care to enlighten me? Well, it would go something like this. Please, human, would you mind passing me my libation? Thank you very much. There's a pause during which I'm not really sure what Snooty Booty is thinking. Suddenly the Sphinx the Sphinx erupts into peals of laughter. I seem to have forgotten my manners. Please do be so kind, human. I would be most obliged. Oh, go on then. I nudge the leaf closer to her, and she delicately laps at it. I truly am indebted. Many thanks. Obi, quick. That looks delicious. Mm-hmm. Studi agrees without taking a break. You know, searching for those coconuts was thirsty work. You have the rock! You could crack one open yourself. Like, she already told you she only needs one, Rosemary. I'm sure it was. She's still lapping at the water. Oh, my throat's a bit scratchy, especially in this heat. Sooty Booty finally comes up for air. Quite. That's the beauty of the coconut, you see. So hydrating and most palatable, too. You really ought to try it sometime. I look down at the now dry palm leaf. Yes, that's a good idea, Boots. And the very best thing after drinking coconut water is to curl up and have a nap. You know. Beauty sleep is most important. Oh, is that so? Indeed, human. I suppose you have other things to do now? Well, why did she look sad about it? Sooty Booty yawns and closes her eyes. I suppose I do. Sweet dreams, princess. She snores softly in reply. Alright, do we want to research or recon? 1.4% antidote. Or is that 14%? I think it's 1.4. 14% already would be impressive. Recon! Stealth mission. Environmental research. New intel. Intercepting mail. Hacking. Analyzing products. Self-analysis. Inventory. Probing the workers. Background information. McMurphy's documents. Scanning Kibble's gift. Translating Major's gift. Snooty Booty's gift. Geological experiment. A secret gift. That security guard I met when I arrived at that might be a good lead. Time for a bit of interrogation work. No, I don't like him. He was a jerk. Let's do this one. I hear my catalog beeping. I presume it's the professor. I tumble out of bed, half asleep, and fumble around looking for the device. I look at my screen, my eyes struggling to focus. The message isn't from the professor at all. There's no contact information. Come outside. Ominous. Who is this? Come outside. They obviously aren't going to respond to my question. Should I do as much as tells me? Yes, do it! My curiosity is roused. I have a feeling there's something important to learn from this stranger, so I throw on my clothes and crawl out of my tent. I don't see anything out of the ordinary. Anyone out here? My catalog beeps again. Walk to the edge of the forest. I'm not going any further until you tell me who you are. Walk to the edge of the forest. No! Walk to the edge of the forest. Walk to the edge of the forest. Walk to the edge of the forest. Stop it! By now, I realize I have walked to the edge of the forest. At the edge of the forest, I see something on the ground. As I get closer, it becomes clear that it's a small posy of flowers. I gingerly pick them up and notice that several of the flower heads are missing. My catalog beeps again. Follow the petals. And that's when I see a trail of little orange petals, the same color as the bouquet I'm holding. Well, I've come this far. No turning back now. I begin to walk. I'm nervous, so I call out, "Hello?" No answer. Louder this time. "Hello?" "Hello? Hello? Who is that? Who goes there?" "Major? Is that you, Floofy Butt?" "I really wish you wouldn't call me that, human. What on earth do you think you're playing at, cavorting around in the forest in the dead of night, causing a ruckus?" "Oh, Major, you don't know how pleased I am to see you. I need your help." "And this can't wait until a civilized hour?" "I'm afraid it can't. I'm not the only one I'm not the one instigating this. I've been getting messages from an anonymous source asking me to follow them into the forest. Look, they've left this trail." "Ah, Calendura maritima. Marigolds. Marigolds, huh? Where else have we heard about marigolds tonight? Herb of the sun. They're said to represent creativity, though some of them believed to be symbols of cruelty and grief. Floofy Butt is very knowledgeable about plants, apparently." "Your knowledge is always so impressive, but I have to say it's on this occasion it's not very comforting." Floofy Butt goes striding off with purpose. "Come along then, Rosemary. Are we going to follow this trail or not?" I shuffle awkwardly behind him. "Before the sun comes up, eh?" We continue on for a short while and notice that the petals are getting more sparse. It's becoming more difficult to see them until eventually they seem to run out, and we find ourselves in a small clearing. "Well, it appears that somebody has been playing a joke on you, Rosemary." I sadly agree. This has been nothing but a wild goose chase. "Seems so, Major. I'm sorry for dragging you into this. Let's get back to our beds before you waste any more precious snooze time on this fool." I turn to Floofy Butt and notice that his back is arched and his fur is puffed up, making him look even more floofy than usual. "Something wrong, Major?" "You tell me, human. Does that pile of rocks look suspicious to you?" Amongst myriad rock piles, I notice a small, contrived-looking cairn. Floofy Butt's right. It looks far from natural. "That looks to me like it's asking to be inspected, Major." "Well, get to it, Rosemary. You're the one with the thumbs." I begin to dismantle the small mound, rock by rock. It's not until the foundation stone is removed that we find a manila envelope. "Major, look! It's a letter!" "Looks rather large for a letter, my dear. I think you ought to open it." "Here? Or back at base?" "Having got you this far, I think it's only fair that I have equal share of the spoils." "Spoils?" "Yes, perhaps we should look right now, Major." As I'm speaking, I've torn into the envelope. "Well, out with it." It looks like..." Drawings? What sort of drawings? I'm not sure, but they look quite old. Antique, even. But do they have value, human? Probably to someone. They appear to be sketches of people here on the island, but I don't recognize anyone. Oh man, what if all the cats used to be people? Why would someone lead me to these? How do you know you were meant to find them? Because we followed a trail and it led us here. Actually, the trail ended a while back. This could be mere coincidence. I hardly see the intrigue in a few old scribbles. They show no artistic flair at all. Even so, I'm going to hang on to these and see if they prove relevant to whatever mystery is unfolding here on this island. Floofybutt rolls his eyes. You really have to focus more on the clues that matter instead of running around in the middle of the night on wild goose chases. Let's head back before anybody discovers you're missing. I roll the drawings up and tuck them into my waistband. I will study them when I have more time. I think Floofybutt is probably right, but I don't want to miss a trick. Get some rest now, Rosemary. They know our name! Finally, a sensible suggestion. I head after Floofybutt, struggling to keep up. I really need some sleep. Let's do some research now. Grooming cats! Look at that! Okay, let's do research 5. Time to round up some rowdy kitties. It's a sunny afternoon. Most of the cats are lazing on the beach. Perfect, like shooting fish in a barrel. I double-check my supply list. Crate, treats, sedatives, snare, catnip, antiseptic cream for myself. I got everything. I have a sick feeling in my tummy, but I ignore it as best I can. This is going to be a challenge, but I'm pleased the professor is trusting me with more physical tasks. I walk out onto the beach feeling like a child catcher. I keep reminding myself that I'm doing this for the greater good, even if it makes me unpopular with the cats. What are we doing? I set up the crate in an unsuspecting location to keep the snare hidden behind my back. At first, I stroll around, trying to look as casual as possible, whistling a tune as I walk. I get close to one of the smaller cats. I even start to stroke her. I want this to be as painless as possible. Are we frickin' catch and releasing these cats? Are we spaying and neutering these animals? The cat responds well to me. She even starts to purr gently. Speaking of purring gently, yeah, there's nothing gentle about you, sir. Are you going to come with me? The cat looked at me with big, wide, loving eyes. Come on, then. I pick the cat up, carry her to the crate, and place her gently inside. I lock it shut, even though the cat makes no attempt to escape. Well, that went better than expected. Maybe this will be a good day after all. Emboldened by my success, I approach one of the slightly larger cats. Hey matey, shall we get in the basket? I give him a little stroke. He doesn't respond badly, although he doesn't seem particularly interested either. I put my hands on either side of his body, ready to pick him up. He doesn't look happy about it and growls a warning at me. Hey, mister, it's going to be okay. We're just going on a little trip, alright? As soon as I start to lift, all hell breaks loose. Yowling and hissing, he scratches my arms to ribbons. I try to get him into the basket, but he stretches out, and I can't fit him in. Ow! Ow! Oh no! I know when I'm defeated, and I have to let him go. He scarpers off into the I almost said into the dentist. He scarpers off into the dentist. I looked at my ravaged arms. Note to self, wear long sleeves when on caging duty. Oh, you only have one heart remaining. If you choose to continue, it could have negative consequences. Okay. I thought we could let it all pan out, but no, apparently we have to you can only get down to one. I sit in the position Professor Popper taught me. Legs crossed, back straight, wrists resting lightly on my knees, and fingers formed into loose circles with forefinger and thumb lightly touching gently. I close my eyes and hear a rhythmic purring, slow and steady. My fur prickles at the sea breeze, and my ears twist this distant sounds of feet on wood and seagulls crying in another faraway place. The smell of the sea fills my nostrils. The taste of salt fills my mouth. I begin to focus on my breathing and the rhythm of my heartbeat, allowing my mind to drift. As I take a deep breath in, the tide comes creeping towards me, as though I'm pulling it. When it's just centimeters away from my bare toes, I slowly release my outward breath to a count of 5 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. With each beat, I push the tide back into the horizon until it's almost touching the rising sun. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Drifting now, without attachment to thought, my mind free from worry and care. Oh no! We broke McMurphy's heart, apparently. I'm sorry, McMurphy? Even in our cat game, we're getting bombed. Snooty Booty! Snoots? I was searching for the Sphinx for what feels like ages. For a cat that never seems to move, she's surprisingly difficult to find. I'm answered eventually by an unintelligible murmur coming from the shade of a nearby tree. Of course, she's sleeping. Snooty Booty? I poke at her gently to try and rouse her. I have something for you. A gift, as it happens. Oh, human. It's you. Whatever are you doing up about at this time? It's midday, Boots. Snooty stares at me incomprehendingly. I have an hour for lunch, and I came to spend it with you. But if it's not a convenient time, I could always find something else to do. Wait, you mentioned a gift. Well, yes, I suppose. I had the idea when you were drinking. Well, when you were drinking from the coconut I fetched for you the other day. I took some of the remaining coconuts over to the lab and cooked up some coconut oil. Snooty Booty opens her mouth wide. I sit awkwardly, staring at her, unsure what exactly she's doing. Well, I'm ready to break my fast, human. It's hard sometimes to know whether to laugh or spit with this spoiled feline. No, Boots, this isn't for eating. You mentioned how good drinking coconut water is for you, so I thought you might like some coconut oil to rub in your skin. Keep you moisturized and youthful? Aren't you terribly clever? I can't help but blush. Snooty Booty rarely compliments anyone, so I feel honored. You may begin. Snooty Booty rolls onto her back, exposing her plump pink tummy to me. Oh, you want me to rub it in for you? Snooty Booty simply smiles in response. Well, a please wouldn't go amiss. Yes, well, I didn't want to make a fuss, but I prefer it if you asked first. I sigh. There's not much point in arguing with Princess Snooty Booty. I don't think she actually means to be rude. Sometimes she just doesn't seem to understand how to talk to people as equals. I don't have the energy to deal with it today, but I make a note that at some point, she and I are going to have a little chat about etiquette. Please, may I rub this coconut oil into your skin? Yes, you may! I pour some of the pungent liquid into the palm of my hand and rub it together with the other. I have no idea what I'm doing, as I've never massaged anyone before, but I work along the lines of putting sun cream on a friend. As I touch the warm, loose skin on Snooty's primordial pouch, I'm struck by how delicate she really is, and I try to be as gentle as possible. Primordial pouches are interesting. Obi has one. My childhood cat did not really have a defined primordial pouch, though. Is that okay? You're very skillful with your hands, human. Okay. I do so wish I had those thumb things. They seem so useful. They're quite handy, to be honest. But paws are cool, too. Snooty Booty lazily inspects one of her paws. Do my paws next, will you? Snooty's skin is reacting well to the treatment and has become shiny and pliant. I see the good it's doing. I move on to massage her paws, but I'm quite taken aback by the length of her claws. Oh my, Boots, your claws are really quite long. Don't you use a scratch post or anything? Oh, what? You know, something abrasive to file them on. Whatever for? Well, it's part of being a cat, really. Stops them catching on things. Snooty Booty is peering at me with one judgmental eye open. Caught on what, exactly? Oh, I don't know, Snoots. Don't worry about it. I'm sure it's fine. Oh no, do go on. I'm intrigued. You seem to be implying that there is a degree of neglect in my grooming. No, I most certainly am not. You are by far the most high maintenance, highly groomed cat I've ever seen. In fact, you are the perfect example of a sphinx. What sphinx? She's trying to get me to say perfect again. It's hard to keep my face straight. Absolutely perfect, Snoots. And you're an expert? Well, I wouldn't call myself that, but I've been reading up on Sphinx cats, and you have all the characteristics of the pedigree. It's very sweet of you to say so. Remind me, what would those be? Do we want to flatter her or be accurate? I tell you, we go with being accurate. If she really does have all the qualifications of a sphinx, right? I feel like if we flatter her, she might think that we're just trying to butter her up. But at the same time, it's like I also think she might think. Hell, let's just go with be accurate. Well, let's see. Sphinx cats are well known for their strong muscular physiques. Snooty Booty stares silently. She's obviously engrossed, so I continue. Which is counterbalanced by their little pot bellies. She shifts a little, stretching out her torso. And you're of the opinion that I fit this description? Perfectly! I noticed how cute your pot was when I was massaging oil into it. The texture, too. I recite the sentence word for word. Although saggy in appearance, the texture of a sphinx is surprisingly firm and rubbery to the touch, not unlike a hot water bottle. She blinks slowly. I imagine this is so interesting for her. Lord, okay, this is going some places, but I don't know if it's the places that Snooty Booty was wanting. Also, because they don't have fur to soak up excess oils, they have a tendency to be greasy and need to be periodically patted down with a cloth. The manual also goes into great detail about the very unique personality of the Sphinx. Sorry you're greasy, Snooty Booty. And I'm sure you remember every word of that, too. Right, Rosemary, please stop. Absolutely! They're incredibly antisocial with other domesticated animals, yet extremely affectionate, even needy with humans, demanding attention at all times. Oh, that's just ridiculous! Rosemary, you dummy! Yeah, I know, the affectionate part was a bit wide of the mark, but otherwise it's spot on. Rosemary! Oh yeah, I almost forgot. They said they grow patches of downy fur in the colder months. Is that true? You may stop now. Okay. Her mood seems to have worsened. You okay, Snoots? Actually, I am rather concerned for my overgrown claws. Huh? Well, there is little I can do about being a pot-bellied hot water bottle, but I can at least keep my claws neat. I've obviously hurt her feelings. Maybe the descriptions weren't that flattering now that I think about it. Maybe I could help with that? Go on. How about I give you a manicure? Well, it can't hurt, I suppose. Tomorrow, then. I'll be here on my lunch break. You know, Snoots, you are the most beautiful, aristocratic cat on this island. Well, the competition is hardly what one would call worthy. Oh, I don't know. The elders can be quite fetching in the right light. In spite of all her efforts to hide it, I catch the glimmer of a smile before she curls up to sleep. It's about time for me to call it a night, gang. How do I... I can't believe McMurphy is just like ditched us. No problem. Thank you for joining me. I hope you had a good time. You can check out the next episode in the top right. See some more things you might like in the bottom right. Subscribe over on the left. If you're watching on Twitch, you can't do any of those things, but you can give me a follow, and I'd appreciate it a lot. And if you're watching on YouTube, hey, thanks. Come check us out live sometime. We stream Thursdays and Saturdays at 8 p.m. Central, and we'd be happy to have you. Happy Valentine's Day, everyone. Have a good one. Take care of yourselves. I'll see you on Saturday for more Princess Maker, and then maybe we'll alternate between this game and Princess Maker. We'll have Perfect Date Thursdays. Thursday date night. Alright, take care. Bye-bye.